Good evening, everyone. How you doing? Sorry I'm so late. I actually slept for once in my life, which had to be done. And I'm so glad that I listened to people that told me to sleep because I feel better mentally now. I'm not here talking about my mental on this one, though. This is my hockey update that I was supposed to do this morning from the Saturday night games. I got to keep this channel up to date on that because at least I can do my hockey. Because even if people don't follow it, I gotta still stay on top of it because it's a passion of mine and I can't lose track of who I am, nor will I ever do that again. So let's get started from Saturday's games. In Winnipeg yesterday, we had Game 3 of the best of 7 between the Las Vegas Golden Knights and the Winnipeg Jets. Oh boy, it was a great game. It was a great game. Let me tell you something. It started out bad for Winnipeg. Vegas came in there. They went up 4-1 in the hockey game going into the third period. Winnipeg in the third period fought their way back, fought back, and then with within the last minute to go in the game, like 30 seconds or so, Nick Lowry tied it for the Winnipeg Jets. The place went nuts, and in Canada, you know what it's like if they're passionate about their hockey up there, and they love their hockey, and it's passionate. You have to be there to see it. I've never been to Winnipeg, but you know my stories about Montreal. So what happens is they tie the game, 3 seconds left in regulation, and this irks me more than anything, and here comes my rant. They call a tripping penalty on the Winnipeg Jets. Really? This shows you that this commissioner has it in for teams in Canada and wants to make sure his expansion teams win all the time. I mean, he's keeping the Arizona Coyotes, which are not an expansion team. I know they're not an expansion team, but still. They've been in Arizona. They're a failure for the past 20 years. And he's like supporting them. And you get teams like Quebec City, who supported their team through 7 years of losing and sold out their building every game. We're very passionate, and I know I'm going back to 1995, and I'm on a rant here. Please let me finish, because I'm pissed off about this. He moves them to Colorado back then. Doesn't even try to save them, just like the team I had in Hartford when he freaking moved them after we sold out our building for 2 years when we were told if we sell out, we'll keep the team. Yeah, okay, why are they in North Carolina? But he saves teams in Arizona, and then he gives this team in Vegas, which, granted, Vegas is drawing well. I'm proud of them. They're a good team. All the calls. And then 2021, I faced this when I played them with the Canadians in the semifinals that year. Every call went against the Canadians because he wanted Vegas to win. Well, luckily for him, sorry, Charlie, as I say, because, trademark Charlie Tuna commercial. I love that commercial. Anyway, like I say, Vegas lost that series in Montreal, and there was nothing sweeter than that because that stiff Bettman, the commissioner of the National Hockey League, was giving all the calls to Vegas. Well, guess what? They didn't win that series, and they're not going to win this one either. I don't care if Vegas, got that call. They didn't end up getting the goal on the power play, thank God. But it did go to double overtime, and unfortunately, Mike Andino, I think that's his name, Michael Andino or whatever, he got the game-winning goal in double overtime. It was a great hockey game. I don't take away that Vegas won. I do think that Vegas will not win this series because, as I was talking to some Bruin fans of mine at the restaurant tonight while we were watching the first period of the first 2 periods of the hockey game going on tonight, Vegas's coach does not make adjustments, and his players will quit on him eventually. So I still got Winnipeg winning this in 7, but still it's 2-1 Vegas now because of that win in Winnipeg yesterday. Okay, now that I'm all fired up, thanks for listening to my rant. And I know I went on for 4 minutes and 30 seconds about that. Let's go to Tampa Bay, where Game 3 was last night in Tampa Bay. It was a back-and-forth game. It was a rough game. I love those types of games because hockey should be hitting. There should be fights in hockey. I am a big believer that playoff hockey should be rough and physical. It should not be this pond hockey figure skating that goes on. I want to see hitting, checking, and the refs put the whistle in the pocket where it belongs. Had a fight with Steven Stamkos, and I forget who the guy on Toronto was. I don't think it was Matthews. I don't know who it was, but that was an epic fight. Anyway, Tampa Bay in Toronto, it was back and forth. Tampa had a 3-2 lead going into the last minute of the third period, and then Ryan O'Reilly, playoff experience, Ryan O'Reilly for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Oh my goodness, I'm wearing the Toronto colors today. That's as close as I ever want to get to wearing that jersey. Tied the game at 3, went to overtime. And Morgan Rielly, great defenseman, Morgan Rielly, 1 minute to go in the first overtime period with the overtime winner to put Toronto up 2-1 in the series with a 4-3 win in Tampa Bay. So now Toronto leads 2-1. It's looking like Toronto might have a shot at this. I hope Tampa does good in Game 4. We will see. Okay, the other game that went on yesterday, there's 2 more. Madison Square Garden, the place was rocking like I said it would. It was rocking. They went to Game 3 in that series yesterday. New Jersey Devils and the New York Rangers, to New Jersey's credit, they played well. After I trashed them on here the other day for not showing up, they played well. Chris Kreider, he has 5 goals. I still can't stand him from what he did in 2014 to Carey Price when he ran him and basically took out any chances the Canadians had at the Stanley Cup that year. But, yeah, I got to get over it. It was 10 years ago almost. He put the Rangers up 1-0. That was his 5th goal in the series, and we're only in Game 3. That's pretty impressive. Got to give him credit. Jack Hughes, who had a great year for the New Jersey Devils, tied the game in the second period at 1, went to sudden death overtime, and this is the 3rd game that went to sudden death overtime yesterday. That's a great thing for the National Hockey League. Dougie Hamilton got the goal, won the game for the New Jersey Devils, got them back in the series. I don't know. I still think the Rangers are going to win this in 5, but now I'm starting to have my doubts the way Jersey tightened up last night. Let's see what happens. Rangers still lead 2-1, but let's see what happens. I think the Rangers will respond in Game 4. They're not going to come out flat in Game 4. Last game was the first ever game in Seattle between the Seattle Kraken and the Colorado Avalanche. Seattle's first ever playoff game in that city since 1919, back when the Spanish flu pandemic was going on. It was a back and forth game, sort of. Colorado pretty much had control of it, though, which I expected they would. Colorado's the Stanley Cup champions from last year. I knew they would pretty much be in control of this hockey game. It wasn't as exciting as the other 3 games, which were epic. And I can't wait to watch the highlights when I go through them. But Colorado won 6-4. They're up 2-1 in the series. I'm still picking them to win in 5. So right now we have on that side of the bracket, we have Vegas up 2-1, Toronto up 2-1, New York up 2-1, and Colorado up 2-1. So I'm 2-2 on that side if the series is ended today. I'll make my quick predictions for tomorrow's games. I was going to predict the New York Islanders, but after the hockey game is over now, when I'm doing this, I know I would have been wrong. So I picked the Islanders. Was going to go if I was going to do my video this morning, would have said the Islanders would win. I was wrong. Carolina won that game. I don't remember the score of it. I think it was 5-2. I'm not sure. I'm picking Boston over Florida as it stands right now. After 2 periods, Boston has a 2-1 lead in that hockey game. Florida's making their push, though, so you never know. And then the 2 games tonight, you have Dallas at Minnesota. I'm going with Dallas to even that series tonight. I don't think Minnesota's going to win Game 4. I think that's going to be tied up tonight by Dallas. And then, wow, this beach looks beautiful out here. I don't know if you can see it, but anyway, beach looks wonderful. Love the beach. Oh, here's a better view. And the lighthouse. All right, back to hockey. I don't even know what the view looked like. It probably looked terrible. But Dallas evens that series in the final game I'm predicting tonight. Edmonton and Los Angeles in Los Angeles. Edmonton, you better show up tonight, Edmonton. I picked you to win the Stanley Cup. I need a win tonight out of you guys. McDavid, come on, let's go. Had 2 goals in game 3 to a losing cause. Come on, you got to get going. This team's got to step up, play defensive hockey. If they get a lead, I cannot have them going down 3-1. Oh, look at that lighthouse there. Wow. Wow. Anyway, probably didn't see any of them in these videos, but I tried to show you. So anyway, series are getting intense. We have game 4s today that I was talking about, and one of them already in the books, with Carolina leading their series 3-1 over the Islanders. So Tuesday night, Carolina can close out the Islanders with the win on home ice. Let's see what happens. Everybody who likes my videos, please hit like and subscribe. I've been doing okay. Anyone that's wondering how I've been doing with my mental health and all that, which is important. I'm not going to say yada, yada, yada to mental health because, listen, mental health is important. I will leave videos on that in the future. Anyone who likes my videos, please hit like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching and have a great evening.